Incoming. So today I'm going to start a new segment on this channel, which is in my opinion. In this segment, I am just going to be giving my opinion about random things concerning motherhood, being a wife and mom and stuff like that. I'm just going to give my opinion about those things, random things I see online. I'll come here, read the situation, and then I tell you how I would handle that thing as a wife, as a mom. Okay, so also in this segment, if you guys are out there and you see something and you feel like you might want to hear what I think about it and all that, you can always send it to me on my Instagram. My Instagram is always somewhere up here. I would say Facebook, but honestly it's going to take a lot of time for me to go to Facebook because I am hardly on Facebook. That's it, right? If you want to see my opinion on certain things today, just keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I share my motherhood journey with you. So if you're interested in motherhood content, anything about being a mom, handling life as a mom and all that, just click on that subscribe button because you're definitely going to like it here. Like I said, today we're starting a new segment called In My Opinion. So I am going to be sharing my opinion with you on a couple of topics I saw online. So I will be using my iPad to basically read the things today. So the first one says, at what age should I as a mom teach my kids, 2 girls and 1 boy, how to do house chores like cleaning the table after their meals, washing the dishes, cleaning their shoes, sweeping? Why I'm asking is because my eldest will be 10 years old this year, while my second daughter will be 7 years. That sounds a lot like me. 7 years old this year as well. And anytime I try to teach them house chores, my husband always tells them not to do it and that I should do it myself. Mind you, I am not lazy at all. I don't have a problem doing it, but I feel hurt each time he says such, because if I don't teach them now, when will it be right to do so? Before I forget, my soon-to-be 7-year-old daughter can't wash her bum after using the toilet by herself. She always calls me out or her father to come wash her up. And anytime I try to teach her, my husband says no, that she will spill water everywhere and make the toilet messy, or she will waste the tissue paper / toilet paper. Please, I really need advice because I'm getting frustrated. Thank you. Okay, so that is the question. When do you teach your kids chores? If you have been my follower for the longest time, you see on my other channel I have talked about my kids doing chores so much. My kids do a lot of chores. No, let me not put it that way. It's almost like it's child labor. But I believe in training your kids from the littlest time, from as small as go and keep your water, go and do this. Like I start training. For me, I'll talk for myself. For me, I start training my kids from the youngest time, from when they're small, as young as whatever. I started with basically them eating and going and keeping their plates, or when you give them like biscuits or yogurt and they eat their snacks, they throw it in the trash. That's something that a lot of people used to ask me, like, Kenna, how did you make it happen? How are your kids doing this? Like now it's just in their head. If my kids go anywhere to visit and you give them biscuits or you give them a snack, or they use tissue to do anything, they don't just dump it there and move on. It's very difficult. They will always come and ask me, Mommy, where should we throw it? And I'm like, okay, ask the auntie that has this house to show you where they throw it. So I feel like it's something that you have to start from as young as they understand. You start slowly in small scale and you're going. I feel like, yeah, when you start in small scale and they're growing, you see how they are getting better. Before they get to that 10 years old, you'll be amazed at what they can do. I say here all the time, for Monique, I feel like she just copied me. Monique just copied what I was doing because she likes cleaning. She sweeps. She likes sweeping the house, cleaning up, arranging places. I cannot, if I tell you here that I'm responsible for that, I'm going to be telling a lie. My daughter, she does that because it's just something she saw me doing and she sees I like doing it, so I feel like she just copied that. But for the other kids, like my last, who is 5 years old, Myra, and Caden, who just turned 9, I have to put an extra effort, especially for Caden, because you know kids are different. I noticed that my boy, he really doesn't want to do it. He really doesn't. I have to talk to him and talk to him. Like in this this holiday period, I have decided that I want to do like a routine for them when they get up, because they don't just go and start watching TV, because I will not lie to you, that's what used to happen in this house. The second they get up, they go and start watching TV, watch TV, play. But I'm doing a whole timetable of how I'm planning to keep them busy all through these holidays. If that's something you would like to see, I can always make a video on that. Just let me know. So I am training them slowly. A lot of people scream when I say it's now that I'm training my boy how to bathe, but I just say different people, different things. It's now that Caden is still learning how to bathe. It's a process. I've been training him for like the past 6 months. It has not been an easy process, but that's still something I have in my plan. Like, okay, I'm also going to train the girls how to bathe themselves, so that by the time this school year is starting, the next school year is starting, I am not stressing a lot about bathing them. They already know how to bathe themselves. I can just come and, check to see that they really cleaned up well and all that. But that is the plan. So for me, I feel like, to answer the question, I feel like teaching your kids how to do chores, it starts from the littlest things and is going up. When you leave them to get to that 7, 8, it becomes so difficult because they've gotten to that age where they are understanding really well. So some kids can be really recalcitrant and angry. Like, I cannot even lie to you guys, it's a struggle for me to tell Caden to bathe. I stress a lot when it comes to that. I'm constantly quarreling and screaming at him like, no, Bobo, you have to take your bath. You have to. Some days he doesn't just want to do it. He knows that when he wastes time, I'm just going to get upset, and then I'll go ahead and do it for him. So some days you see him really trying me, like he's intentionally pulling himself so that I should just be like, you know what, come, let me bathe you. But it's a process, and I know that with time I'm going to get there. Another thing that I noticed here is you telling them to do something, the woman telling her kids to do something, and the husband is against it. I've said it before, one of those things that is so difficult in marriage is when you and your partner are not in unison when it comes to bringing up your kids. I go through that, so I can say that from first hand, that those are things that you want to talk about before even getting married. You want to talk about to see what are your parenting styles. It's true that it's going to be different when you're just dating this person, and then when you're married to the person and you actually have the kids, it's going to be different. But from the way they talk, you're even going to understand. There are so many times that I'll tell my kids, do this, and my husband is like, no, I don't want them to do this. We have to struggle a lot to come in unison. So that is something that we're still working on. As time is going on, we're getting better. But I feel like that's something that's really important when it comes to getting married to somebody, having kids with them. You people have to have conversations about it. You have to make him to understand that you cannot be telling the kids to do this and he's telling them no. In that way, also, when you want to start doing something to make it easier, when you want to start doing something like, okay, for example, I want to do now a whole routine for my kids to follow every day since they're on holidays, right? I'm going to talk about it with my partner. We're doing this together. We're bringing up the kids together. So I'm going to talk about it with him and tell him, okay, I'm giving each kid a portion to clean every morning. I'm giving each kid something to do, so that in that way he's aware. And when the kids get up, he's not going to just leave them. If I'm still asleep, he's not going to leave them to just watch. He too is going to say, okay, you people should finish your work before going to watch. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's what I think about this first one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. The next one is, please help me, I need advice. My husband and I have joint and individual accounts, and our finances are managed jointly. Our earnings are the same. My issue is with his family. Their parents have several plots of land, and all his siblings, 2 older and 1 younger, laid claim, took what they wanted from their parents. No money involved. Now my husband, we want to build a rental in the village, and my husband is saying he has to buy the land from his mother as advised by his father, so no one can lay claim to it later on. My issue here is this: why must we buy when his siblings did not? If we must buy the land, why must he buy his mother's land? We can as well find a random person, buy our land, develop it without family involvement. Abi, am I being unreasonable? Please advise. Okay, what do I think about this? I feel like I'm 50-50. First of all, I would not look at what my husband's siblings are doing, everybody has different relationship with their parents. Everybody has different way of looking at things. For me, I feel like altogether, I would not buy land from my parents, or, the family land, it's going to be complicated. So I would rather just go and buy another land somewhere else, and then we build the rental and move on from there. Because if something happens to your parents, the siblings will start coming back. Oh no, this is our parents' land, we don't care whether I bought it or not. This was first of all the parents' land. The worst one is if the land documents are not out and all that, is going to cause a lot of trouble. I don't feel like you have to be looking at it in the way of, no, his siblings took it for free, so why should he now be paying for it? You don't know the arrangement they had with their parents. You don't know whether when if, let's just take it this way, maybe the siblings go ahead and they take that land just like that, they build it and build on the land, and then when the parents die, now confusion comes out, they start quarreling. Oh no, we have to start redividing the land. It's too complicated. So for me, I feel like to avoid all the wahala when it comes to land property dispute and all that, you people should just try to convince your husband and talk to him and make him see reason why you guys should just move to another land and build in another land, to just avoid that. Later on, if something happens to his parents, if his parents are no more and they have to divide the property, then he will have his own property from the parents, because it's too tricky. I know how it can feel that you have to buy land he has to buy land from his parents when the siblings did not buy. I understand how it can feel, but for me, this whole thing is just ringing problem, because let's say life happens in any way. What happens if at the end of the day your husband, God forbid, dies before his parents? His parents are going to claim that land. You're not going to have any claims to that land, because they'll be like, no, this is my land. We're the ones that gave it to this child. Now we're taking it back, you get. So it's too complicated. For me, I'll tell you to just try to speak to your husband and make him understand that it's preferable for him. This is something that you can tell him. You can tell him that since it's a rental place, it's preferable for him to go and build somewhere else. And then when his parents finally give him his own piece of land, he can build his house there. I feel like for me, that will make a little more sense to just avoid that, because that rental space is a place that is meant for business. And if something happens to your husband tomorrow, that is something that can help you and your kids. So building it on his parents' land, I feel like, no, it's not. Considering the fact that you both are making the same amount of money and it's showing that the investment is going to be from you both, preferable to go to a neutral place to just avoid any unforeseen circumstance. Oh my God, guys, I didn't know that my opinions will be this long and many. Anyway, let me just take, I had like 8 to talk about, but let me just take one last one and then we'll be done with today's episode of In My Opinion. So this one says, good evening. Please, I'd love to hear from my fellow women. I want to know how I can transform to a baddie. I am not a fan of checking your partner's phone, but recently I found his chats with few women in 2022. Suggestive chats that implied they may have had a thing or two, and these women are baddies while I'm here doing doing grammar. I want suggestions on how to move myself from 1 to 1,000. I'm pained, but I don't have strength to confront him. I just started working, so I don't want it to look like I've become rebellious because I'm now getting money. First of all, I feel like the reason why this person she wants to change, it's all, if your man wants to cheat, he's going to cheat. You could be the baddest baddie alive and he wants to cheat, he'll still go ahead and cheat. So I feel like you wanting to transform shouldn't be like, I'm transforming because, oh, my husband is cheating because I checked his phone and he's cheating, and so now I want to become this baddie so that he'll not be looking out there, he'll be looking only at me. I feel like if you go, that's a lot of expectations. So if you go in with that amount of expectations, you're going to do it and you're not going to be happy. So what I'll just tell you to do is change for yourself. You want to look good for yourself. There are a lot of people who do styling online. You want to follow those pages. If you're one of those people who probably doesn't know how to buy clothes and things like that, you want to follow a lot of those pages that will tell you what kind of outfits to wear. Just find your style, find what you like, find what fits you, but you should be doing it for yourself. That's my point here. You should be doing it for yourself. Do it for yourself, and I tell you, you're going to be way happier. So just find yourself, look for the kind of things you would like to wear, and don't go out of your comfort zone. Don't go to wear things that you really don't like just because you feel like my husband likes just this type of thing, so I'm trying to. No, you can still look good with what you like. It just depends on how you style yourself and all that. And when it comes to this thing of checking phones, guys, I don't check my husband's phone. Like, it's been almost 6 years today that I have not picked his phone to check, because I see, guys, everybody should pick their battle. And I decided to pick the battle of not looking at the phone. So everybody should be trying what suits them. So yes, guys, let me know what you think about these 3 scenarios in the comment section. This is my opinion. Nobody should come and fight me. Nobody should come and fight me. These are my opinions. This is what I think about these situations. You guys should come and tell me what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do not forget, if you have any of these type of scenarios that you have that you want me to talk about, you can always send it to me on my Instagram, which is always up here, or you can just write it in the comment section and I will try to answer it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and Kenna is going to see you on her next one. Okay guys, love you. Bye. Mwah.